Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to change the door handles on my 2012 Chevy Tahoe. Now I already went ahead and did the front, so I'll show you how to do the first one. So with what you're going to need is, this is what I have. I have a high power magnet because the screws will fall inside the door. This is a 10 millimeter bolt. So all you're going to use is a 10 millimeter bolt with an extension. You're going to need it, and then you need a pry tool so you can pry the pins, the snap pins that are underneath or in between the door. And you're also going to need find this tool as well, or something similar to this. You can use a flathead screwdriver as well. So the first one, the front door, is probably the hardest. Inside, if you can look inside here, there's a little pin there. Inside there is where you want to stick your screwdriver, and you want to pop that open. There's going to be a 10 millimeter bolt behind there. Right here on the door lock, there's this little pin, little same thing. And when it's up, once you hit it, it's going to automatically, once you pull this is automatically going to come up. Basically, like that's like a lock screw for it. And then in between here, it looks kind of hidden, and there you want to kind of go inside with this and you pry it. And then once you pry it, as it comes out, I just fell on the floor, you have two 10 millimeter bolts in there as well. You want to go ahead and remove those. After doing that, you want to come up to the top, and you have this flange here, this door, whatever it is. They have clamps on the back too. You want to pry, you can pry this in the back. You can use a flathead screwdriver and kind of tug on it until it pops off. It'll come off easy. And then what I did was, because it's hard to work your way from here even with the prying tool, so what I did was I came over here, and after I pulled this off, it released tension onto this corner here. Once it released tension from that corner, you can just start pulling them, and as you pull all the way around, it's going to be those snap pins. And yeah, that's it for the front one. And then you just put everything back the way it was. Everything will snap in as long as you put it back the right way. So it's going to snap in. So the front door is done, and I think it looks good. And now I'm going to do the back one. So same thing with the back one. There's a little plate there that I took out, which is this plate. As you can see, I pried it out with this tool. Again, you can use a small flathead screwdriver. Underneath, in between the door, you have one 10 millimeter bolt that's underneath here, along with that little plastic cover. And then the same with the door lock, see? So if I put this, essentially if I put this on here and then I push this in, I push it down, and then once I push that in, that's it, it's already locked. So I'll pull that off because I need to get in there. And yeah, and I'll use my pry tool. I'm probably gonna, oh, and one more thing, the same with the front, this light switch, all you have to do is use the same tool. Don't pry it from the front. There's a clamp here in the front, but it's easier from the back because it actually come up faster from the back. And then all you do is unplug your harness, and you can just let it dangle there. This one I'm going to attempt to pry from here, and there you go. You'll hear the snaps, and then once you get that snap, you can kind of wedge your finger in there. You guys can see that. There you go. Just wedge your finger back here and pull. You hear them snap. Some of them will fall off, but you can put them back on. Again, make sure you remove those 10 millimeter bolt here, 10 millimeter bolt there. And then you just lift up. I'll show you. You can remove this little pin they have here. So basically you pull out and then pull up, and then it releases the whole door hinge. And there you go. put this corner piece back in. And the front door is done. So that's done. Let's move on to the back. Now, once you get the rear panel off, you're gonna have this it's like styrofoam, and you have this rubber stuff. Try not to damage it because it's like weather sealer. So you wanna just kind of take it back. Do it slow, don't rip it off. And the reason why you're moving this is because you want to be able to get inside, say if a bolt drops inside there, which it does because it happened to me earlier. And yeah, so, and then if you go inside, here's the door handles. There's a 10mm bolt there, and then back in the back there's a 10mm bolt. Once you pull it out, there's going to be the locking mechanism here. That's going to be on the outside. It has like a little small cotter pin that kind of goes around the back. So here's the new handle. And as you can tell, this is how it goes in. So this locks on to the mechanism that actually opens the door from the outside. So that's your main part. It's not as bad as the first one. So, all right, let's do this. What you want to do is you want to come around to the front, and you can see here, this is the handle, so it'll start to come out. Sometimes you got to wiggle it and then, or twist it. You twist it backwards, and you want to kind of gently pull it out without trying to scratch the truck. It's a little bit of a pain. Sometimes if you open the hand, there you go, kind of open the handle. Okay. So you got to kind of finesse it out. So it's like you got to go in on an angle, come out. It's tough. I thought it was going to be easier, but let's see how hard it is to put this one on now. Because the actual seat part that goes in here is located far back towards the door. It's not like the front one, where it was easier to bring it out. Alright guys, so what I found out with the back door, trying to get inside with this handle, right, this piece right here, it's a little bit tough because the way it's tucked in. So what I found is you got to get a T, let's see if it focuses in, a T30 hex bolt, and remove the door hinge, the door latch, in order to kind of maneuver that piece inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Alright guys, so for the back one, I do recommend that to use that hex bolt to take this hinge off. So it made it so much easier for me, you can see up inside there, for me to slide the door handle in and slide it into the little hook that it's supposed to be in. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back together. Again guys, remember to backtrack where you started. You want to go ahead and put this piece back in on the door. And you want to take the light switch and it's there. done. There you go. Now it's a black handle. And it opens, shuts perfectly. Always test it. Alright guys, so I'm gonna bang the right side out now. I'll show you what it looks like when you pull it out. So when you're pulling it out, see this little hook right here? This little hook, you gotta kind of wedge it up. And then once you wedge it up off that hook, it'll come off. This is actually easier than the other one. So yeah. On to the back one. See if this one will be a little easier. Hopefully I don't have to remove the hex bolt. Put my hand inside here, and if you can see the way this has to hook in, the way it's designed, it's like tucked back in here, so it won't allow it to actually reach in and do what it needs to do. So you got to kind of like, you got to loosen that, pull it out, and then push it on.
Two hours later.
That last clip on, perfect. That looks good. Bam. All right, guys. So it's that simple. It's easy to put on. It's not hard. The dealership will charge you hundreds of dollars to do it when you can do it yourself. You just gotta take your time. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna be doing other things, how-tos. Every time I get something new for my truck, I'm gonna do it. I actually have a set of my step rails coming. These are my old ones. I'm gonna do a how to install those as well. So if you wanna check that out, hit that subscribe button and see you in the next one. Peace.